Hello! Today I'm going to be making chocolate brownies. Now this is a recipe really simple that even a novice like me can make. As with all my how-to videos, there'll be a rewind button, such as this one here, and you can go back and see a stage of the process again. Okay, let's look at the ingredients. So I'm going to need about 150 grams, which is approximately 5 ounces of unsalted butter. I'm going to use 250 grams of, this is muscovado sugar, but you can use normal sugar. 250 grams is about 9 ounces. I'm going to use 200 grams of dark cooking chocolate. You don't want milk chocolate for this. 200 grams is about 7 ounces. I've got about 100 grams of flour, which is about 3.5 ounces. And I'm going to use some milk chocolate, whatever brand you want, for the topping later on. So that's about 100 grams again. In addition, I'm going to be using 4 eggs and some cocoa powder. You'll also need a bit of extra butter for greasing the baking tray. So first thing is to get a baking tray, and I've put some grease-proof paper down, and I've just put a little bit of butter on the bottom just so it sticks down. And I've also preheated the oven to gas mark 3, which is about 165 degrees Celsius or about 325 degrees Fahrenheit. I've also got a pan of water just simmering as well. So it's not boiling, just simmering. Okay, so the first job is to melt the dark chocolate and the butter in a bowl. Now it's important when you do this that you don't burn the chocolate. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the bowl on top of the pan of simmering water. It's important that the water doesn't touch the bottom of the bowl. Okay, so we're going to put all the dark chocolate in and add the butter. I've cut the butter into cubes just to make it a bit easier to melt. Okay, and we're just going to place it on top of the simmering water until it's all melted. Okay, so keep stirring until it's all melted. Okay, so when all the chocolate is melted, we can take it off the heat and then we can add the sugar. Okay, so we're going to add all the sugar. It's quite a lot of sugar because this is effectively unsweetened chocolate. Okay, we're going to mix it in pretty well. Okay, the next job is 4 eggs. Be careful not to get any shell in. Okay, we're going to do it one at a time. Gradually whisk it in. Okay, I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of cocoa powder. Okay, I'll whisk that in as well. And now we're going to add the flour. So I'm just going to fold that into the mixture. Okay. The last thing to add is a touch of salt. Okay, I'm going to add about quarter to a half of a teaspoon of salt. And fold that in as well. Okay, and now we can transfer it into the baking tin. So we're just going to pour in the mixture. Make sure it all comes out. Okay, so when we've got all the mixture out, we can lay it out in a nice even layer, all the way to the edges. Okay, and now it's time for the oven. So I've preheated the oven to gas mark 3, 165 Celsius or 325 Fahrenheit. And it's going to be in there for about 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 25 minutes. Now it's time to take it out of the oven. We're going to leave it until it's completely cooled and down to room temperature. Right, so the chocolate brownies are now completely cooled. Now, as an optional extra, you can take some extra milk chocolate to add as a topping. So I'm going to put this back into the bowl. I'm going to heat it above the pan again until it's molten, and then we can lay it on. Okay, so I'm going to place onto the pan just as before. So as before, we don't want it burning, so we're just going to do it above a pan of simmering water. Okay. Okay, so we're going to pour out the chocolate, not a lot of it. Just going to spread it out. Okay, and now we're just going to put it into the fridge to set, and then we can start cutting it up. Okay, so we've just taken it out of the fridge, so we can take it out of the tray. Right, now if you wish, you can put a little bit more cocoa powder on the top. Okay, and now we're just going to cut it into squares or whatever you like. Okay. So there we have absolutely perfect chocolate brownies. Okay, and what you can see is that lovely chocolate fudge interior. So I've just cut off one of these little bits of excess just for a bit of quality assurance. So here goes. That's brilliant. So, thanks for watching.